and whatever I see is smiling at me. Love is who I am. Hello there, beloved Ascension pioneers, and welcome to this video episode here with me, a short Valentine's weekend of love for all of you, for all of us Ascension pioneers, because, you know, a lot of us have been having challenging relationships in our Ascension pioneers history and our record of how we were here of service. And I just wanted to bring a short message of, you know, what is that component of true love that a lot of us feel in our hearts, that have always felt, you know, because as I've shared with all of you, the beloved journey is so unique, it is so precious, and we have to discover our own heart and where it guides us and what the truth is for us personally, because, you know, I still have, you know, this experience when people come and say, well, you're wrong, you know, or this is not the right truth, and this is not how it is. Well, if we don't feel something to be true, then that really goes for us. But, you know, I always encourage you to find the space of your inner truth, to find that resonance within your heart. And when it comes to true love, I have a very beautiful message for this Valentine's weekend. What Spirit always tells me is that there's something that a lot of us know as desire, and in the past a lot of us have been even judging in a way the word desire, because we felt that desire is instantly associated with attachment and codependency, and, you know, we want to detach and let go. But the truth is that the desire is a natural longing state of our soul. It's almost like a communication line that we have with our soul and with the beloved that we are. So when we have desire, we have an awakening to grow, to expand, to evolve. The same goes for the desires within our relationships, what we desire to experience within love. And that's why a lot of times, you know, when we meet others and they will have different desires and different views of the reality, and they will say, well, you're just being ignorant, or you're foolish. How can you have all of that? You know, you want too much, or you have too high expectations, is what people like to say, you know, and we like to say that to others. But this is only because we still don't believe that in truth we can create anything. Of course, this means that there will be divine time associated with other desires, but desire is what keeps our heart longing, it's what keeps our heart warm, and it's what really pushes us, you know, to, as human beings, to evolve. Without desire, there is no expansion. We can just exist in this vertical state without moving out and expanding and marrying the horizontal aspect in unity consciousness. So it is still rare to find precious gems on this planet of people who really are dedicating their lives only to unification with another. Because let's face it, on a certain part of our journey, when we complete the fulfillment of the self, when we become a self-realized being, there's nothing else to do for us but to unite with others and start forming partnerships and group consciousness and all of that. Because everything that we master, we quickly outgrow it if we stay there for too long. So a lot of us will be guided more and more to have beautiful relationships that will bring this new focus and new growth. So the desire is that which makes us expand. It makes us reach out to others. Because we have desire, we exist. Creation exists because of that desire, because of the beloved universal language within all life and creation. So the desire itself is not the same as attachment. Attachment is when we attach to that desire we have, instead of just allowing it to grow naturally, to move us where we want to go, to move our life force where it needs to be expressed, and to walk towards the experiences and relationships that we feel are on our path, and it will be shown to us that they are of our path. I still meet a lot of people who so willingly want to go where clearly there is something that says no, and they still want to do it, and they persist, and they say, I feel so much pain, or why does that person not love me? Why do they don't want me? Why did I marry somewhere else? Or why did I choose this relationship or experience instead? It's obviously, if that exists, it's for a reason, but we don't always see that reason, so we become fixated, we become attached, and we confuse that attachment for desire. It's not the same thing. When you have a natural state of desire, you live as the expression of your pure soul. That's the essence of your true love. That's that's who you are. Your true love always has desire. It's what keeps us moving. As beings, we're not static. We're beings of co-creation force. And we can co-create anything. So that's the first message of this Valentine's weekend. The second message is to continue to be true to our hearts. Because a lot of times we will want to compromise still, and we'll be indecisive because we think, I feel something, but then the next moment I feel persuaded into what others are saying or thinking or doing. Big yes, right? From the falling snow from the rooftop. I found this little spot. It's very cute. But anyway, that was a big yes from the universe saying, you gotta stay true to your heart, you know, and even if that means persisting when someone says, like me right now, you know, don't persist if the answer is no, well, even that will be your experience and your agreement. So I'm not saying that anything is a rule. I'm just sharing that it's a more of a natural flow when we allow true love to guide us, and that love is not hurtful. We as beings will experience hurt and pain because we sometimes go against that, which is pure desire without that attachment we believe in. It comes after. So the desire is the natural state of our soul, and the attachment is that which comes after, when we become too personified or too attached to something that we believe is how it's supposed to be, who it's supposed to be with, and all of that. Now the second message is about sacred union, because so many of us talk about this, but there's still this period of constant conceptualization. You know, I also share many videos on that note, but we really are being pushed to becoming more humane. That means living our experiences. There's a lot of people who share their videos or their messages as they're partnering up with someone. This is beautiful because they're actually showing how it's done. And we have to go through so many veils. We have to unveil backdoors, secrets, shadow aspects, all of that. And in partnerships, especially in deep, intimate relationships, it's something that we will all be exposed to. And most people who are only vertical will say, ooh, that's not how union is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be all peaches and roses. I'm not going to invest time and effort into that. But we're humans. And the human aspect is also horizontal. That means we got to marry, be vertical. We have to know and live our experiences that we know are true in essence. So a partner will come, and not everything will be perfect. But will we still put our effort, our dedication, our devotion to that partnership to make it unveil every single time? Because there's a lot of people who want true intimacy, but they're not willing to give off of themselves. And I've met a couple of those people as well on my path, and I've seen how that sabotages us every single time. Because it's a proposal, you know, I have met people who say, I so badly want this divine partnership. I really want to. And then it's there, it's on the open. It's almost like universe says, here, there's your gift. And they say, no, thank you. I rather pursue all of those other things and this and that and, you know, all of the distractions of our world. And this is where true attachment comes from. The desire is what manifests that the divine relating partner towards us. But sometimes we're ignorant and we're unwilling to see, and we're unwilling to do the work. But as humans, we do need to do that work. It's for every one of us. We gotta eventually pass the theoretical test through true examination, which is practice. It's practical approach. So we really have to live our spirituality and all of that new age and, you know, everything on Heim through practical application. And a lot of it also deals with our astrology, and why now astrology is so focused on relationships and partnering up. And for a lot of you, you will feel that. It's almost like before you felt so complete and whole and you had this beauty when you did your inner purification work. Now you feel like this longing to merge. Don't confuse that desire for attachment, and you think it's bad because you're supposed to be so spiritual. You don't desire a relationship. You don't desire that beautiful partner for you. That's not really how things are supposed to be in our new age, because that vertical spirituality, which is all about just everything already is, you don't need the physical experience of it, is, you know, that judgment of what's really spiritual is being overridden by the true nature of us wanting to have a physical experience. Like I always tell you, Ascension is the ascension of our inner child, of our experience, of our divine child in life, the magical divine child. And a lot of people say, I want that magic, and they recognize the magic in another, but they're unwilling to do the work. They're unwilling to mature through that relationship with another. And people who usually are avoiding the work or avoiding the relating and intimacy experience, sometimes even with too much work, you always have so much work to do, or you're always doing other things and constantly being busy. I notice this a lot, especially with the spiritual circles. You're always busy with, you know, saving the world. Well, the world does not need saving. The world truly needs true love. And when we get that, we will all be presented with these opportunities for divine partnership when it's good for us, when we have those soul agreements, when it's perfect in our own divine timing nature. But the message for all of us today is to be open, to be expanded, to not be so narrow-minded. And once the opportunities are presented, they're always for growth and they're always from our soul. But there's still parts of us that say, rather not, I don't want to go there, it's too messy, or it will be messy. We compare it with our previous experiences, which right now it's so passé, because we've been there, done that. We don't need to repeat things we've already been doing. So we don't have to have those fears. Sometimes I talk to people and they say, well, I don't want to be a couple because coupledom means attachment or addiction. I met someone who said, I only want to ascend, like vertically. And I said, wait a minute, don't confuse it and compare it with something you used to know, or with all the other couples, or people who you would describe, they have this karmic path, and they're always just, reflecting parts of themselves that are hidden, and they're not willing to do the work. You are here to change that. We are here to change that. And that's the message for this Valentine's Day, to acknowledge why we're here, that we are here as not just singles. We're here to form unions of all kinds, and that union, sacred union, does need devotion, constant fueling of the fire. When you have, I'm recording here with this log fire, wood, right, for the fire, to make fires. And this reminds me that, when you make a fire, you constantly have to put woods to it so that it doesn't stop, that it's always burning. We got to keep the flame alive, and in the physical, that's how we do it. So we do need caretaking, we do need devotion, constant showing of appreciation, meeting always deeper with our divine lover, with our divine counterpart. It's not just you meet someone, you feel waves of divine love, you feel something you would describe as twin love, and then it's just gonna happen. I've met people who expect everything's just gonna fall in their lap because Spirit told them so. Well, we will be witnessed and presented with these gifts, but we're still going to have to do our homework, and it's a beautiful way of growing, and it's something most amazing. And I know that people still have fears because they relate the new experiences, what they've known before, so they rather just avoid partnership altogether than they making new commitments. And we do have to make those new commitments. So each Valentine's Day, usually we get this beautiful snow here, and I'm able to go cross-country skiing. And today was one of such days, and I felt, what, I'm just gonna stop by the way and record this beautiful Valentine's Love Day message, because it's so important. Because eventually, a lot of us who've done, this work, we're feeling whole. We've done the work. We already live our mission. We feel we want to also witness how things are in partnership. And we know that this is not going to fall out of the sky and just give us everything. That it will require our constant stepping up, constantly devoting ourselves and opening ourselves to another. But intimacy requires lots of time, patience, surrender, communication. I've met people who say it's all already telepathic, you don't need to communicate. Wait a minute, where are you? Which dimension are you in? Relationships really require us to be grounded, and for a lot of people who are going up, they don't want to ground themselves. It feels too heavy for them, but eventually we do have to ground our life force here. It's where it's needed, it's where we're doing the work in this physical realm of Earth. Hello, Earth calling, all the divine lovers. So that was my Spirit Valentine's message for all of you, and I know a lot of you have been already witnessing parts of these divine partnerships. A lot of you are going to be presented with these, and a lot of us are really feeling that we're moving towards something new. And a new dawn, although the sun just went behind the clouds, but either way, a new dawn is here. So let us not assume things as they're in the past. And that you first, when you want something, when you have the desire, you have to become that which you expect. Not expect, but something you desire from another or others or in your life in general. We have to become it first. So a lot of people really desire this perfect partner when they themselves are not willing to give even 1% of themselves. That's not balance. It's not how divine sacred marriage goes. And some people just have maybe a different focus in their lives, but there's a lot of us who know that we're in this path. Our spirit will meet and marry matter, a human vessel, and we do that in these partnerships, and that's how we will do it. So we do know what sacred devotion and intimate sacred union and sacred marriage means, so we're willing to do the work. That's my message. I wish you all so much love. I'm going skiing now before it gets too cold. And as always, beautiful mountain greetings from our sacred space. Love, wisdom, and power. I love you all so much. Take care and have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye. here's a little bit of view of the mountains. Doing some cross-country skiing.